Hello YouTubers, Tross here, back playing some more Infinifactory. Let's look at the board here. We're still on production zone 2. Last time we did docking clamp, and my solution wasn't particularly good. But after looking at Reddit, I found some interesting solutions, and I modified my previous solution. So let's take a look at that. Now, if you remember, we had most of the pieces running along here, but this first piece we had to shove over the side and bring down here so it wouldn't get cut by the lasers. Well, there's a much better way of doing that. Use some rotators to rotate the pieces. This piece right here, center one, it's all one piece, so that's easy. But the first section and the last section are two pieces each, so they get a little more complicated. The first section, actually, if you remember, I had pushers, so it would be pushed out of the way before the extruded metal would hit it and slow down. We keep that one piece for now. When it's rotated, we have basically 4 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blank spaces. So we got some time. So one of the things we do is, since it's one piece, we need to cut it into the two pieces it is. So we have a sensor here that it gets signaled once rotation is finished, and it fires one extra laser to split the one piece into two pieces with the flat single line bar thingy at the bottom, which then the conveyor moves, and the U-shaped piece at the top, which has to fall twice before it lands on the conveyor. Now, it will still stay ahead of this incoming extruded piece, and this is done a little differently. We use a eviscerator here because we need the rotation piece, but basically the bar, how does that even, I guess I don't even need that. Oh, maybe I do need that. I do need that. There we go. The bar gets pulled along by one and then rotated and then kind of pushed and sits here until this piece comes by and knocks it off. The next, the bottom gets rotated immediately and gets put into the welder here. So when the bar gets knocked off, it then hits and it moves out one. The moving out, everything gets moved out one, so it misses the eviscerator and this rotator and stuff. But as they come up here, they get welded, and then they'll come here. Because we turned all the pieces, it's now not in the right orientation. So we spin it once more, it will then fall, and we spin it twice just because spinning is a lot faster. This thing is 5 long. You basically get to move it 4 spaces every time you spin it. So it works out faster. You get it to move 4 per cycle instead of just 1. So let's see how this looks. You can see, especially over here, this got rotated and then cut again. We got spin, 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 and then pushed in. Let's just watch this stuff get cut. And you can see it stays ahead of the front edge of the extruded metal, so we don't have to worry about it potentially getting cut by lasers. should be just about done. And there you go. My best wasn't this. My other one was the best. This is a little bigger in footprint, though. And we'll see how I got the 21 block score in a second. So, this was the best. I think this was like 41, but it had a smaller footprint. Actually, similar footprint to what it has now. But it had also more blocks. So it's faster now. And if you also remember, I talked about seeing a solution that basically used templates. This isn't the exact solution I was thinking of, but this is another one. I have it in 21 blocks. Actually, let me comment here for a second and give credit. Was this? This was... This was basically copied from a design by The Unanimable. That was the one I just showed you. This design, though, is basically a copy, somewhat of a copy, by K3AND. I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. I kind of done it the opposite way. And I have it with 21 blocks, and he has a 17 block version, so I'm not quite sure how that's done. But basically, we have a set of lasers that are always on. We have this sensor that is pointing down at a block. So this set of lasers is always on, but lasers won't go through blocks you've placed. So it won't go through these platform blocks. And you can see this is just a big set of the shapes we need. So if I run this, it will come down here. You can see the lasers get turned on and off as the template goes past. And we just cut out slice after slice, and they get all welded, pushed over, and then continue on. I'm guessing this end part has less things in K3AND's solution. I'm not sure how you can make this any more smaller. You have 5 lasers, 4 conduits, and a sensor, and then there's 4 conveyors here, 2 here for back and forth, and then 1 at each end to move it forward and back 1 block. This, you can't fly out that far, so I actually had to build it and kind of then use the move tool to move it out. In fact, even with that, I have it starting up here and being moved out like 2 or 3 extra blocks. It then falls and is held by that pedestal. None of these platform blocks count as blocks. It's only these conveyors and actual blocks that do stuff. Although in this case, I guess we're abusing the platform blocks to shape the lasers for us. But that kind of just works out like that, and that is 21 blocks is also my lowest footprint. And well, it's less than double the cycle score. But, yeah, not a good cycle score. Actually, I'm kind of wondering why it... Well, okay, the reason why it's so bad is because we have like 3 extras that we built. In addition, even though we're at max input rate, it's works out to be... let's hit play again here. You can see here, I think it destroys 3 blocks between the start and end. So it's not quite as efficient. Maybe it's only 2? Maybe it's only 2. But there's some extra space where we only have like 1 block being destroyed out of the extruded bar on the other solution. But the main thing is like we store 3 of these. Like, there's our first. We're 140 blocks in before we even output 1. Alright, so let's get to the next puzzle, structural frame. I actually have 2 solutions already done. This previous solution was done possibly the day or the day after the update containing this in early access came out. And then after that, kind of the how lasers worked changed. They did still fire at the beginning of the cycle, but the blocks were then moved in additional space, and this solution kind of relied on that. So now it doesn't work at max speed, it works at the default speed, which really gives it a bad solution. We're going to try to come up with a new solution here.
I wonder who that monument was built for. I don't like it, standing there, watching us from above. It only reminds me that the Toads could come at any time. So far we have only been a minor annoyance to them. But how long until they come for us? We need this shipyard so we can leave before that happens.
Okay. Now this would be really easy if we were getting a big cube extruded. But we're not. We're getting a thin little panel. So, let's see what we can do. I have a really good solution, my second solution. So I'm gonna... not that I'm gonna... It's a good solution. It was a little tricky to set up, if I remember correctly. So I am probably not going to try to replicate it. Let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna run this down here, and we'll stop about there. What is this? Oh, it is 5 wide. For some reason, I thought it was 4. As I said, I'm gonna do a not that great solution, but I'm hoping I can figure out some tricks to make it good, or at least interesting. That's what I'm going for. Interesting. let's put a pusher there and a conveyor belt here. So what I am trying to go for use some tricks that I just picked up. Really hope this all works. Otherwise, we're gonna have a long video. But we kind of had a long video last time too, so. How are we gonna do that? No, we're not. We're not going to do that. There. I don't want that. We want 1, 2, 4, 5. There's where we want a welder. 1, 2, 3. And here's what we're gonna do. Do another welder. I'm gonna make this half at a time. I'm gonna have a circle, or whatever, the ring, and I'm gonna have 2 spokes coming out. And then we'll get another circle with 2 spokes coming out, and hopefully we'll be able to turn them and get them all welded together. Basically, we'll make half at a time here, and then figure out how to get them all welded together correctly. The 2 halves. Which way overrides? I guess we'll find out in a minute. Alright. Well, can't have that there, but can do that. Alright, we need a sensor. We need to hook all these lasers up. We can just put the sensor here. Let's see how we do. We're still going. We're too slow. Okay, there's our half. What happens now if we... Is that going to weld in place, or is that going to get moved out of place beforehand? Okay, that works for me. I'm hoping that will turn it around now. Again, we shall see. Let's do something like that. Alright, just trying to figure out how to do this. Alright, I think I want to make this one or two longer. Actually, I can make it quite a few longer. And then have this get pushed back and have a bar so it can't rotate. Basically, so when the next one falls, it just gets welded in place. Yeah, right now it's right up against the wall. If it were away from the wall, we could fit some welders back there. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Let's just see how that goes. Okay. Just trial and error testing. Making sure what you think will happen actually is going to happen. You should be out here. Should be here. And then this should... That's great. Put that there. I think that's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It won't be able to rotate. I said you won't be able to rotate. How can we have that not rotate now that it's... Move that over, and we'll move these two pieces back. I think that will prevent it from rotating, maybe? Well, that wasn't good. Did that. See, if I put if I put a block up here, that would definitely prevent it from rotating, but it'll also prevent it from moving away. It's like right here. Okay. Five. I just want to see if the initial rotate works with this block there. Yes, it does. So what we will do now is we will put a sensor here. And that should cause us to extend. Which should now block rotation. There we go. This doesn't even touch anything, and it makes this work. Put the input rate up. Hopefully that doesn't break anything. And of course it does break stuff. Will that fix it? Why are we getting twice? Okay, that should block all those lasers. What happened? This when things started working. There. That seems to be working well now. Okay, good cycle score, not as good as my best. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Okay footprint score, it's maybe slightly less than average. And okay block score, also slightly less than average, but I have better. So let's look at those now briefly. Here's my original solution. The one, like I said, this used to run at plus, max. It now only runs at 0. I'll just hold down fast forward. And basically, I got everything cut at once. And then dropped in. But the way it works now at max, the bars kind of drop in. The first one works, but the second set of bars drop in before the first one's fully clear. They had an extra delay. They had to move left and right, and it delayed them just by a step. Maybe I can add an extra delay and get it all working, but I really haven't played with it. I just found out that, hey, moving it down to plus 0 from max makes it work. But you can see the first piece, the bottom pieces both get welded there, and the top. Basically, these are the bottom pieces, and these are the top pieces, and they get dropped in. And then we have a sensor there that, once everything is in place, retracts these two welders here, letting it out. So that's basically that. But this next one, this is the one I really like. Here, the way it works is, instead of, like, we made 2 halves, this makes a quarter of it at a time. If you note, this can be thought of as a 4x5 C shape attached to another 4x5 C shape, etc., etc., 4 of them around. And it took me a while, but I figured out some tricky rotators here. And this was before block score was a thing, so I can actually cut out a lot of these conduits to get a lower block score. But we get this C shape, and we just keep rotating and welding the C shape to the next one. And then get this off to the end. In fact, look at this. What are we doing here? Put that there. We can eliminate this, and it actually will be a little faster now. Look at that. That will probably save us 4 cycles. I'm not sure why I'm doing it so it's not lasering out the middle there. Best is... Wait, this is not my best? Not sure how I got the 226 then. Maybe that first one was better before the change. 'Cause I'm not sure if the scores got reset from that. But we got 238 now. Well, those are my solutions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Infinifactory. See you guys then.